Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Awakening Star. I am the Oracle. First of all, I would like to apologize and set a few warnings because I am poorly. It was 11 o'clock on the, number 11 on the clock there already. I'm a little bit unwell, so please bear with me. There might be some sniffles, which my skinny pigs don't like, so this could be a carnage of a reading, but I felt really cool to try and hop on today and get these messages to you. So please bear with me, please be kind, and I'm going to try my best to bring these to you. Something a little bit different today. I'm going to enter the space with a cleansing ring, so a cleansing sound from this beautiful singing bowl that a really amazing friend of mine gifted to me for my birthday, so thank you to you. As I looked down into the bowl, there was a little star bit of tinsel that had been left in there from the present wrapping, so that might be significant to someone. I'm really feeling this energy of, I don't know how else to say it, but of church. There's something about rituals, there's something about ceremony, and I've just been hearing the word God over and over and over in my mind for the last 3 days now. If some of you are new to the channel, just to let you know, I class myself as a spiritual being, not a religious being. But this idea of God has just been coming back to me. So I don't know whether some of you are questioning your beliefs at this time, questioning your sanity, I'm also hearing. But there's something in questioning everything right now that's going to be really beneficial for you. Or if you're already doing that, please know that that's exactly where you need to be. So today's reading is for the new moon that we have in Pisces. So we're starting over again for the zodiac signs of the year. So we are at the start of our zodiac, beginning with Pisces. And I was really drawn to the fact that Albert Einstein was a Pisces. I see Pisces as being someone that have a lot of desires and really go after what they want. They are a water sign. They're very emotional, very loving and loyal and very invested. But often I see Pisces as sort of people that get very hung up in what they want and can often follow their dreams rather than thinking of the collective. So just be wary of that when you're setting your potential intentions with this new moon. So there's ideas of wishes, possibilities and intentions at this time. You might be really drawn to journaling. New moons are classically for setting intentions, but it is also the darkest time of the month. So if you are feeling called to really just be in with self and meditate at this time, please know that that's okay too. I think sometimes we feel like we should be doing XYZ just because it is a new moon, just because it is a full moon, but really listen to your body, to your mind, to your soul, and really what you're craving at this time. Pisces are all about dreaming big, and it's a massive time to heal, to make sure that we are open to being in flow and to be receiving all that the universe has to offer us at this time. Imagination, creativity and illumination are also highlighted with this zodiac sign. There's an emphasis on illumination over clarity, so some things might be illuminated to you that you just don't have clarity on yet, and that's okay, but please look out for those warning signs of illumination. And don't ignore them just because something isn't clear. Write that down for later is what I'm being told. And being drawn to the message that we received from Atlas about the healing, crystalline healing essences in the water. I will post a link for that video below, but make sure you're drinking lots of water again, everyone, please. I've got a lot of crystals in this space today that is connected to having this Pisces new moon here. So I've got the dark amethyst wand again, so that might be that might be significant to someone. I'm so sorry, I'm really struggling. I've also got Amazonite, so I've got some small pieces of Amazonite in the shell here, and Amazonite is really, really, really great for balancing your nervous system, making sure that your throat and heart chakra are really open. And I felt really highlighted to mention the throat and heart chakra before I even started this reading. There was something about this heart open energy and not being afraid to use your voice. It's going to be really beneficial for some of you at this time. Amazonite and amethyst are really great for healing, particularly amethyst and dark amethyst for like any ailments that you have. I've been sat with this actual one, just rubbing it against my forehead and my brow today, because I woke up with particularly fuzzy head due to this little bit of the sniffles that I've got. I've also got a sodalite shell, so keeping in the theme of the water, also gifted by a really beautiful friend from the singing board, so thank you again. You're coming through really strongly in this reading. Sodalite, so organizing the mind. It's also helpful for group integration, also keeping a really clear mind in terms of objective thinking and rational thought. It's also really great for boosting the immune system perception, and also great for healing fatigue and anxiety. That's also connected to the dark amethyst as well. So I'm seeing like there's a common theme here. I also brought in this EMF triangle that helps transmute sort of any of those negative rays that we've got. And I brought in this is my cord cutting stone. So this is my black tourmaline cord cutting stone that I use for when I'm trying to cut cords with people or cut any negative energy out in my life. And I also brought in the moonstone that has lots of blue flashes in. So there's a massive emphasis on healing, on illumination, on protection. And this idea of protection was really, really, really emphasized with this card that I pulled today. So it's got the pentacle on there, which is great for balancing, but this idea of protection, I was seeing this as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Now there's a darker story, darker conspiracy theory surrounding the idea of Dorothy and why that story was written, so you might want to go and check that out. But this idea of protection is really, really strong at this time. So some of you really need to protect yourself at this time. And this salt circle, if you do use sigils, or you're really stepping into kind of, I don't know why I'm hearing occult magic, but if you are dabbling in occult magic, that's so interesting. If you're dabbling in occult magic, please make sure you are protecting yourself greatly at this time. It was 8 and 11 on the clock there. So yeah, using a salt ring to protect you. Maybe some of you are really having to go up against evil right now. So there's this idea of making sure you are doubling down on your protection. 8 and 27, because that's really going to help you. So be careful who you keep in your circle. Like, not everyone is a star, I'm hearing. So you really have to be careful of those that sparkle. Not everything that sparkles shines is coming through. So this idea of what people might portray on the outside might not necessarily be what their soul is on the inside. So please remember that, everyone. Yeah, this idea of protection is really, really strong. So new moon in Pisces. Take a minute to pick your pile, and I will go ahead and read pile number 1. Feels like there's an energy that wants to come through. It's very much in the third eye. It's in the third eye placement. I don't know if this is someone has been feeling this recently. They've been feeling like there's pressure in their third eye. It's like someone is trying to communicate with someone, and they're using their third eye as a way to try and communicate to them. So if you've been feeling like a heavy pressure, or sort of like it's almost like an awakening or a tapping in your third eye. That's someone trying to communicate with you that's very specific. And I did forget to mention this stone too, which is the polychrome jasper, which is really great for battling strength. It's really great for protection, and also for helping with this idea of being a really grounded soul, this idea of being grounded into one's own energy and keeping up that strength. Yeah, it's like the strength of a lion, but there's someone that's trying to communicate with you. In your third eye, you can feel like almost a tapping. That's why I paused there, because I felt like someone was trying to come through. That's kind of sometimes a sign that I get. Apologies, from like spirits. Like I feel it in my third eye, and that's when I begin to channel. So someone's trying to tap into you. I'm literally like tapping my third eye behind the camera. It's like someone's really trying to get your attention. I'm now tapping the left side of my neck, so maybe someone has felt someone tap them on the neck, on the left side, or you feel this pulsing. It's like someone's trying to get your attention from the beyond the veil. Like this is someone that is really important to you, someone that you care about. They're trying to contact you, and if you feel like this message is for you, please do reach out to me, because I will be able to help you in that area. But there's someone that's like, I keep tapping. It's like they're coming through, they're trying to come through. It's like they keep tapping you, but you're not listening. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and read pile number 1. Hello, hello, pile 1. This is your reading. Oh, 11:44 on the clock there. Already love that for you. Pile number 1. The first card that I've got is the Village. It's like on its side, and I'm going to keep it as such. A new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. That's in reverse, and I'm going to keep it that way too. Malachite in 34. I knew Malachite was going to come out before I even sat down. I even picked up Malachite to bring on the table, and I didn't, but I thought I'm going to see Malachite somewhere. Jovial and meditation. 12:22 on the clock there. Scrying, mirror, and projection is also in reverse. And surrender to the divine, full moon in reverse. That's interesting. I feel like I had a jump. I feel like pile 1 became my pile that really needed a bit more of my attention from the last reading, and that's coming through again. So if you picked pile 1 last time, you're in the right space again. It's like my piles have switched. Pile 1's become my pile that needs a lot of help and attention. Malachite is all connected to the heart chakra, but I'm also being drawn to the fact that Malachite is very toxic when put in water. So it's like a toxic heart. There's someone around some of you in pile 1 that have a toxic heart, and that's what's connected to this idea of protection. It's like it's all smoke. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's not real. And the only way you're going to help yourself out of this is to do a lot of meditation. You might be a Buddhist. You might consider yourself to be a Buddhist. I'm being highlighted to the idea of the solar plexus chakra. So if you place your hands just above your navel, kind of in your tummy area, that's where the solar plexus chakra is. And it's like if you tune into that space, you are going to be given the more courage to step away from something. It's like you have to step away from something to receive the truth. And it's like you're not been wanting to look into the mirror. Apologies on my skinnies there. You've not been wanting to look into the mirror. You've just been projecting a lot of yourself onto something or someone else. It's like yeah, the divine aren't wanting me to mince my words here, but they're saying like you had to take responsibility, and these things are being highlighted to you. 14:44 on the clock there, over and over again, and you're not seeing the signs. It's like you're not seeing the truth about something. You keep not looking in the mirror. you keep walking away, and it's something connected to the heart. Now, if this isn't something that you consider to be toxic, it's like you refuse to admit that you're just looking into a mirror of yourself, with regards to a certain situation, or maybe something has happened to you that wasn't particularly, what's the words? Maybe something has happened to you that was particularly painful, and you're just not wanting to face it. It's like you keep looking away, and your guides are coming in to say the only way you're going to see through is if you look into the mirror. It's like, stop looking away from this situation. You're going to have to face it head on. And now for some of you, this is not a bad situation at all. It's just like something that you need to face, that will bring you, it's going to bring you enlightenment. It's going to bring you this new earth that you are wanting. It's like this idea of really having to let yourself fall in love, pile one. Maybe some of you really need to just open up your heart and let yourself fall in love. Now, this might be in love with yourself. Maybe you need to fall in love with yourself, and that's what's going to bring in this new earth energy to you. I'm just seeing these two as like two earths. And I think some of you have been surrendering to the divine for some time and meditating for some time. You might consider yourself to be a Buddhist, but the only way you're going to bring in love is if you surrender to yourself, if you surrender to the love that is out there for you, for yourself. And I think that you're very community driven, or at least that's where your mind should be right now. Maybe you're torn, maybe you've been climbing up this mountain on your own for some time, and now you're looking at this idea of the village, of community, of, I just had communication. So some of you might be waiting on communication from another person, and it's just confirmation that that's okay. Don't wait because it's coming, so don't stop now. It's kind of like, don't stop what you started just because you might be really in your feels at this time, some of you, regarding a certain situation, and Spirit's coming in to say, don't stop just because you're feeling a lot of feelings at this time. It's okay, and create space and love for self, because that's really going to help you be able to move forward for this village. I think a lot of people count on some of you here in pile one, and that's going to be a split within that. Like I said, you might be my people that are really working to be bettering your spiritual resolve. You might have come through something recently that was very much a tower moment, and you've seen the error of your ways, and now you're really climbing up this hill of self. But if you've been on this journey for some time, it's like you are really looking to help the collective, and that's exactly where the divine want you to be. They want you to be thinking of the collective. They want you to be thinking forward into this new earth, but make sure that you are remained in balance. I'm hearing it's like stepping into water for the first time and thinking that you are going to sink, but actually you're just going to walk straight over the water. And yeah, it's like miracles are going to just fall at your feet for some of you. It's because you have been meditating and you've been working on self in the spiritual practice for some time. If you've been with me for a very long time, I think we're coming into the season of where all that hard work is going to begin to pay off, and all of those messages that I might have given some of you from last year are going to start to come into fruition. By springtime, I think a lot of people are going to be really succeeding in the areas that they want to be succeeding, and I can't wait to see that end already. Congratulations to you. There's lots of little stars. Yeah, so many little stars, and then the little star that was in the bowl. That's so amazing. I love when that happens. Let me see if I can grab it. Be able to see it. So there's like a little star here, and we've got the tiny little stars on here. I just had to point that out because it's just too cute. So there's something about stars. Maybe you consider yourself to be a starseed, or there's something about a star that's really important to you. Pile one, I would urge you to set intentions of the highest regard during this new moon in Pisces. and thinking of the village, thinking of the collective, and maybe this is going to be your immediate community. Maybe some of you think in terms of humanity, but there's something in, if you set your intentions with this Piscean moon, by the next full moon, you're going to have a lot of those wishes granted. It's time to make a wish, and to wish big, and to dream big, and to not be afraid to dream big. It's like, have the biggest heart, and keep being brought to the lion again, the story of the Wizard of Oz story coming through with lion with the biggest heart. It's like, don't don't give up your heart. Don't let your heart become cold. Don't give up your heart. Don't give up this idea of wanting love. Don't give up this idea of feeling love. It's like, don't let things or situations turn you cold, because it's time to receive love. So maybe that's a message of, for some of you, don't give too much right now because you are supposed to be receiving. So if you feel like in certain situations you are not receiving the love back that you feel needs to be reciprocated, don't give anything. I'm hearing it's like, it's time to stop giving and it's time to start receiving. So stand strong in that. Stand strong in this idea of the village. And if you are struggling to love yourself, think of the village. Think of how much you can give to the village and how much the village needs you. So don't give up. It's like these three cards are very much connected. But I think you've been walking on this path of the mountain for a really long time. I was guided to listen to the first chapter of Brene Brown's book, I Am Mountain, I think it's called. So maybe some of you might be drawn to that too. If I remember, I will link it below. And I think I think you're tired, some of you, Empire One, I think you're tired. I think you're tired of trying, and it's this idea of, because you shouldn't be trying, you should just be receiving. So allow yourself to soften and just receive. It's like, for some of you, you've been begging for help for the longest time, and now this help's going to come in for you. So don't fear that. Don't live in fear. Don't fear not succeeding. Don't fear not receiving the help that you need, because you're going to. Yeah, I feel really emotional. For some of you might be feeling so in your feels at this time with this new moon. Obviously the Pisces water energy, high emotions you might be really feeling. I just heard like at the bottom of the pit and the well of your stomach, it's like you're feeling to the real depths of your emotion. And please meditate on that, because that's going to show you the truth. That's going to show you the truth about how you feel. 34 on there. Some of you might be 34 this year. That's significant to you. But there's something about this year, I'm hearing something about your emotions that really needs to be in balance. It's like you might be called flora or floral. I had floral systems, so you might be into horticulture, you might be into cyclical living with nature. There's something in about the floral essence of something that is bringing you the answers. If you've been delving into herbology, stick at that. If you've been delving into herbology, please stick at that, because that's really helping you. If you've been consuming more herbs and medicines of the natural kind, stick with that, because that's really helping you right now. You're on the right track. But please think of this village. If you can't love self, think of village, and that's really going to help you consolidate your emotions to bring you all this love and abundance that you so rightly deserve. And same with if you're in that section of this pile where you're really working on self, keep surrendering your emotions, keep setting the intentions to be a better person, to uplift your soul, to be expansive. You know, it's like we all start from the same place, and that is the bottom. I promise you, I hit rock bottom in every which way possible, and that was the only way that I was going to build myself up to where I am now. And I prayed, I begged, I asked, I received, I eventually received, and all I can keep doing is setting my intentions and working on myself and on my journey to receive. That is all this life is, expansion. So remember that, Pile One. All it is love and expansion. That's all you can hope for, is change and love. That's all there is in this world, and that is all you should be focusing on. Leave fear at the door, Pile One, and you will begin to see your wishes come true. Yeah, that's it for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate your effort. I think Pile 1, if you're my Pile from last readings, Pile 1, I appreciate you coming back. I think that was a particularly triggering reading, and it takes great courage to come back and to know that you need to work on self. So I'm congratulating you in that. Hello, Pile 2. This is your reading. First card that I got is the Bridge. Again on the sides. Interesting. The Great Severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. That's in reverse. Harith and longing for home, homesick for the stars. Aren't we all? Green adventuring and 25. That's also in reverse. Divine intelligence with Archangel Metatron. Flowers and fickle. That's also in reverse. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Please give me a minute with your cards, Pile 2. Yeah, I'm feeling called to bring this down here. I do have a Mother Rose incense stick burning down the side here. So roses and daisies. I'm always taken to the album Daisies. Brand new. That's what I'm being called to right now. I've been thinking of daisies. Yeah, there's 2 cards with rose petals on here. I'm being taken to Pocahontas's In the Wind song. I can never remember what it's actually called, but there's something in. You've been receiving a lot of divine intelligence. Maybe you work with Archangel Metatron already. 27:17 on the clock there. Maybe you work with Archangel Metatron, but it's like you've been receiving signs that are going to send you to your adventure. With the green adventuring in reverse here, it's like you know something, Pile 2. You know something, but you don't feel like you know it. But with this Piscean moon, I think something is going to be illuminated to you, and you're going to realize that you can really trust yourself. Trust yourself above all else. That's something that I was guided to say to myself last year. 2022 was a really turbulent, traumatic, and chaotic year for me. A lot happened that year, and as much as I'm grateful for it, I'm so grateful that I don't have to live it again. I was very glad when 2022 was over. For all the great things that happened, there was a lot of heartache and there was a lot of pain, and I was glad for it to be done. So there's something in trusting that something is over, trusting that the painful times are over, trusting that you can trust yourself to trust in the future. There's a lot of trust here. Yeah, it's like, oh, Pile 2, I really want to give you a hug. I'm feeling your energy, and it feels like, you know, you've just had enough. Some of you are at your wits' end. You've had enough, and yeah, it's like you've come through this great severing already. It's like trust that you've been guided. It's like sorry, what's that phrase? When you've been guided, what is the phrase? Led up the garden path. Some of you are like, okay, like, where did you take me? Like, where is this divine guidance taking me? Like, what the F have I done? Like, what is happening? Some of you are really confused right now, and I honestly do not mean to laugh. It's just because I totally understand what that feels like. You know, some days I genuinely still feel like that. I'm like, what on earth is happening? How did I get here? What is my life? How did this come to be? And you know, you just have to trust that it's your soul that led you here. It's your soul that has guided you to be here, even watching this reading. Some of you might be really new to this kind of thing, being taken to the occult. So some of you might have been drawn to the occult in the past, and now you're kind of walking towards this path of more enlightened bodies of work and intrigue. It's like if you were into the occult in the past, that was not a wrong thing. That's because that you were tapped into previous lives and you were in a darker phase of your life. It's like you're in a darker energy in your life, and we remember things from our past. But if you're particularly sad, you kind of remember tapping into this darker energy. So it's like you're not evil, pile two. You were just remembering things from your past, and the occult had to be highlighted to you, so you remembered some things that might have been on like a mental subconscious level that has helped you catapult forward into this light. Now that's interesting for me to channel, because that's definitely something that I know I experienced. There was some like really dark energies around me when I was really young, and I didn't realize how tapped into this side of life that I was, because it wasn't in my realms. You know, I experienced a lot of things, but I didn't know that I was as tapped into all of this as, I don't know, you see today. You know, I had no idea back then. So kind of looking back at my past now, everything makes a little bit more sense. But I think that that storyline is really going to resonate for someone else as well. It's like they were interested in the occult, and then they've now stepped into the light, and they're like, oh wait, like, am I evil? And it's like, no, you're not, don't worry. Pile two. But you might have considered yourself to be a very fickle person, and some of you had major commitment issues. Like, you didn't want to be bound. You didn't want to be bound in, caged down, I'm hearing. But it's like now you've seen the light, and all you're wanting is for, I'm hearing like all you're wanting is for you to be in the spotlight of someone, like to be the apple of someone's eye. Yeah, I have a malachite apple crystal that I got a really long time ago. I'm being called to share that, and I don't know why, but it's like someone is wanting to be the apple of your eye. Someone is wanting to be the apple of someone's eye, and it's like they've changed. Spirit is wanting you to either know that you've changed and you're in this energy of wanting to be in love. It's like some of you are really wanting love, and for someone else it's confirmation that this person's changed and they are just wanting love and true connection. You might be my person with the tapping. Now I'm tapping my right eye. It's like you see there's someone really wanting to come through, someone really strongly, but they're not allowing me to see who they are. But it's like, I see, they're saying like, I see you. Yeah, please tap into that energy. Maybe tapping will be beneficial for you. Yeah, tapping to release energy. I often tap the chakra points that I'm really wanting to release, and I realized I intuitively did that. I would just start tapping in certain places, and I'll be like, oh wait, no, I'm not just like tapping, you know, randomly. It was like, oh okay, I'm being highlighted which chakra points need opening or releasing. I'm being shown the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and also the root chakra really highlighted here. This idea of living in the pink. Some of you might wear a lot of pink clothing, or a lot of pink lipstick might be your favorite. That's just confirmation you're in the right pile. Living in the pink. I've got this energy of some of you really, really, really craving to go home. If you are a starseed, it's like that's coming. If you've been begging to go home, to see home, to visit home, please know that that's coming a lot sooner than you think. So have no fear. The stars have heard your calling. Some of you might feel quite not as tapped in as you would usually feel, and I was given this message the other day to bring in today. It's like, that's okay. I've kind of had like my steering wheels taken off, and I'm kind of being pushed out to just kind of experience things on a deeper level, because my soul's integrated enough to be at a higher level to not only protect myself but also to go exploring and kind of not do too much damage. You know, it's like we are protected sometimes when we are healing, and kind of, you know, they don't want us to go out there and trip over and have to learn those lessons that we've already learned. So it's like you've learned a lot of lessons, and now you're ready to go on this next phase, this next journey, this next exploration. Yeah, with this green adventurine, I'm just hearing like you're going to go on an adventure of the heart, pile 2, and some of you are going to be terrified of this. And that's okay. Oh my gosh, I literally nearly gasped on my nearly gasped on my own air. It's like some of you are going to like be lost for words. It's like something's going to take your breath away, the way that something happens, or the way that something is brought to you. It's like the cosmic realms are wanting to bring something to you, and it's going to be this like magical gust of wind that happens. There's a really cheeky energy around for some of you, and like that's your new person. They're very cheeky, and they're just wanting to love you. It's like I'm just hearing they just want to love you, so let them love you. Pile 2, some of you are really going on to a journey of love, and that is with another person, so congratulations in that. Especially if you've been looking for like a soul to soul connection, it's like that's coming. It's like, yeah, you're going to, I'm hearing a bridge over troubled water. It's like, yeah, things are going to be resolved. Oh my gosh, yes, a personal issue reaches resolution. Exactly, like 2 cards confirming that. It's like something's coming into light. Blue moon might be your favorite beer. I keep saying this message. Blue moon's someone's favorite beer, or some of you are out there. But it's like they're bridging the gap between this world and another. So some of you are going to really start to be connecting into this divine intelligence. If you haven't felt that tapped in, my tappy person, this is going to start coming in for you very soon. River running red, I'm hearing. That's just a confirmation for someone there. I'm hearing lady in red too, like Christopher sun that's coming through. That's also another confirmation for you. But you're going to be bridging the gap between you, the darkness, and the divine. It's like some of you are really working on a shadow, and it's like you're now being able to step into calmer waters, especially in love. If you've been struggling in love and you've been doing a lot of shadow work, you're really going to start to be able to build. It's like building a relationship, a building block. Some of you are really wanting to build a solid relationship, solid foundation with someone else, and it's really going to start to come into fruition for you sooner rather than later. Pile number 2. I'm being drawn to share the green adventurine card, so bear with me. Angel number 25. Green adventurine, luck, good fortune, potential, possibility, new opportunities, and that's all the things that you can intend for during this Pisces new moon. Often I think that we get very stuck on setting intentions for specific tangible kind of material things, but you can ask for things in terms of emotional state, in terms of your physicality, in terms of, yeah, it says relationship message, beyond what the eye can see lies a field of infinite possibilities. The field where the 13th century poet Rumi asked his lover to meet him. Green adventuring spirit calls you to recognize that there is no end to the number of people who can come into your life, offering love and support and acceptance. So never settle for less than you deserve. The conscious universe is always sending new opportunities for experiencing love, and make sure there are many fish in the sea, along with all manner of creatures, starfish, dolphins, you get to the point. You get the point. Open to possibility and love, and you will seek, open to possibility, and the love you seek will show up for you. And we've also got a crab here. I was being drawn to this crab, so that's so funny. Starfish, dolphins, and crabs. Might be symbolism for someone. The fish in the sea. So yeah, you might actually be a Pisces star sign, and it's just reminding you that there are plenty more fish in the sea. If you've just had your heart broken, if you are looking for love and have been for some time, it's like there are so many people in this world that can and will love you and will show up for you, so don't settle for anything less. I think some of you might be tested in this pile by people from your past coming back, and for some of you it's going to take great discernment to figure out if you want these people in your life. For some of you, this again is obviously personal issues being resolved, so some people are going to want to bridge this gap with you, and to be, I'm like hearing like reciprocity, an idea of reciprocity. Some people are wanting to give back to you because they know that you gave them so much at some point, and you're going to have to decide whether you want to accept that pile too. I feel like this is a very personal reading for a lot of you. I kind of feel when different piles are more of like a brief kind of, there might be words that trigger people, there might be certain ideas in those readings, but they're very general. I feel like I'm giving a personal reading. I'm feeling like I'm tapping into like one-on-one energy, and when I say things I feel like, oh, like that is for a specific person. I feel like, oh, I'm speaking to a specific person. I feel like I'm giving a personal reading, that kind of enclosed space that I feel when I'm giving a personal reading with someone. Some of you might be called to ask for a personal reading with me, and please do reach out to me if you're feeling that. But I feel like these messages are very personal that I'm sharing right now, and I think they're going to make a lot of sense to a lot of you that watch this. It's like, it's going to be specific things that are highlighted here, not just like a general theme. It's like, you know exactly what I'm saying and exactly what I'm talking about, and that's because you have been receiving this divine intelligence for some time. It's like you're very aligned with this energy, with the cosmic realms, with the spiritual realm. Some of you are really ready to take on like this new phase, take on leaps and bounds in your spiritual and cosmic practices. It's like you're being called home, so listen to that calling. You're really, really being called home. 42 on the clock there. You're being called home, and you're being called to receive pile 2. So keep dreaming big. Please set those intentions with this new moon in Pisces, because it's like all the magic is waiting for you, and the more that you bridge this gap between you and the divine, the more you can shine that out as a reflection to everyone else of humanity, your community. It's like the more you tune in, the more you can tune out and give that frequency out to others. That's all I'm getting, pile 2. There is an air of mystery around this pile 2. It's like you don't see what's coming. And for those that have been in cosmic despair, it's like the answers are coming, and a lot sooner than you think. So please don't worry. Please just stick at what you've been doing, and this longing for home won't last much longer. You're going to feel like you're at home, so don't worry, pile 2. Oh, yeah, you're okay, pile 2. You've been doing everything just as you should, just as the divine were hoping you would. So if you needed that confirmation, please know that you've been acting accordingly and doing everything above board and beyond. So please know that you're really loved by the divine, like everyone is, but especially you, pile 2. They really, really love you, and they really, really cherish you, especially the angelic realms. I'm hearing angels and fairies love you very, very much, pile 2. So congratulations. Thank you, pile 2. And if you would like a personal reading with me, please do reach out. Hello, Pile 3. This is your reading. 43:38 on the clock there. Yeah, you've got the most amount of cards. You've got the sword in reverse. You've also got the seed in reverse. I always see this as like a little pearl in the center here, but you've got 3 circles. Interesting. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, and activation. Pink sapphire in reverse and 44. Yeah, my people in pink. Clear quartz and 18 is in reverse too. Archangel Michael with enchantment. Tea leaves and foresight is also in reverse. Interesting. Just gonna move these slightly. Emotions are running high, super moon. Give me a minute with your cards, pile 3. I feel very mixed. Yeah, mixed emotions I'm hearing. Mixed energies, mixed emotions. You might be craving clarity. You might be... I feel really emotional. I feel really kind of like mixed up, charged, emotional, confused. It's like there's just a lot of energy right now within you, I think, pile 3. But that's okay. It's like there's magic in your energy. There's magic within you. It's like start channeling this energy that you have into seeding new ideas. It's like if you are feeling very tuned in, start writing everything down. It's like you've been really focused on clarity, when actually the clarity is only going to come if you allow yourself to just be. What did I see there? I was hearing Aphrodite, which feels kind of obscure, but I think that's going to make sense to someone. It's like it's like maybe it's been, yeah, a lot of heated emotions. Maybe it's like a lot of passion that you're feeling right now that seems quite strange, or you feel like passion isn't the energy that this, I don't know, if you're facing something, or it's like a situation or something like is requiring. It's like, just trust in what you're feeling, trust in the passion that you're feeling. It's like the passion is going to seed something new, seed a new creation. For some of you, this might be literal in terms of a baby. It's like you're wanting a baby, and actually that's what's kind of bringing this passion in. It's like that idea of you wanting to have a child. So it does make sense somewhere. Pile 3, that's so random. I feel like there's a lot of different people, a lot of different energies in this group, so please bear with me, because I think I'm literally going to be saying like a line for specific people. It's like this idea of needing to bathe in the water to receive your clarity. That's going to be really beneficial for some of you. It's like you're really tapped into the cosmic realms, you're really tapped into spirit energy, but you're not sure where to, seed all of this desire. There's like so much desire. It's so, I feel like I'm buzzing, like intoxicated by something. And it's like, but it's like passion. It's passion for something. And if this isn't you, this is like someone else's energy for you, pile 3, that you're just unaware of as yet. It's like someone has put all of their energy and all of their passion into you, and I don't think you've been made aware of this yet. And this might be pertaining to like a workplace situation. This might be pertaining to love. This might be pertaining to kind of like an old connection. It's like old flames are coming back. Old flames are coming back in. And I think you just don't see this coming. I think you've been sat in the dark for such a long time, pile 3. You've been like, where's my sunshine? You've been sat with Mother Moon, and that's brought you a little bit of clarity. Maybe just these readings have brought you clarity. I'm hearing Persephone too. Aphrodite and Persephone. That's going to be confirmations for someone, but it's like you're really ready to step towards the light. I think you've had enough lightning. Lightning never strikes twice, I'm hearing, but I think you got hit like a million times over by lightning, and I'm so sorry to hear that, pile 3. It's like you've been through a lot. Some of you have really, really, really been through a lot. 49:59 on the clock there, and I'm so sorry that you've been in so much pain. And I think that's why emotions are running high. I think during this new moon in Pisces, you need to be setting the intention of healing. You need to be setting the intention of healing your heart and healing your essence. It's like your heart's not open, a lot of you right now, pile 3. And for some of you, this new connection, relationship, partnership is really going to help you love yourself. It's like it's really going to feel like a really nourishing, nurturing space for you. You're going to really feel held, and that's going to help you heal. I think you've had to do a lot of work on your own, and I think some of you might have felt very isolated, and Spirit's coming through to say that they didn't do this to punish you. It was actually to help you, and you really needed to be on your own to understand your own strength, because you kept shining all your light on other people and thinking that they were something that they weren't. It's like you really had to come back to yourself to realize that you had the power, you held the light, you held the love all along. And you're going to get great clarity in that. You might have been going through like a really long cycle since you were 18, I'm hearing some of you. So this might be your, what's it called? Your return that you have, your healing. Some of you might have been going through like a healing crisis. It's like everything all as hit the fan, everything just went crazy for some of you, and you're like, okay, now where am I? Where have I landed? And some of you, you're going to receive this information drinking more herbs, drinking more tea, making sure you were consuming the right foods, making sure that you are looking after your vessel. It's like the more that you tune in to yourself, the more you're going to receive this. Some of you might want to actually start trying to read tea leaves or herbs. It's like this information in those herbs. Maybe this is going to be like an activation of the soul. The more herbs that you consume, it's going to activate you in remembering something, remembering more. So please trust in the energy. But I think that some of you might feel like you are in crisis right now. Please do reach out to me if you would like help with balancing your energy or aligning your chakras. But trust yourself, trust your energy, trust your emotions. I think some of you might get really overwhelmed by your emotions just because you are so tapped in. That's something that I really resonate with. It's like my whole entire life, when I feel something, I like feel it, like I feel it to my core, and it was really overwhelming, and I just felt, I think I was quite a lot for a lot of people because they just didn't understand kind of why I felt the things that I was feeling, or they couldn't understand, you know, kind of the depth of my emotion because they hadn't experienced that from other people before. So I think I made a fair few people run a mile from me, and it took me a long time to understand why. And I realized, you know, that I'm kind of here at this time of where there isn't a lot of deep love, and I hold a lot of love in my light body. I resonate as being a Pleiadian starseed, so what I feel is of my Pleiadian essence, of my Pleiadian core. It's like the level of love that I have is just insurmountable, that I have for like humanity and human beings as a whole. Like I love them, like I love them, I love all of them, I love all of you. It's like I really feel that love, and it took me a long time to understand that and to be able to channel that in the right way. And I think some of you are that person, so that's just confirmation that you're not alone. You're kind of not abnormal, but you are just more than this world can handle right now. It's like we're shifting into being in alignment with who we are and where we are, and our emotions and what we feel, and the depths of our emotions. Everyone else is coming into being online with that type of frequency, but I think you just vibe really high. But that also means that when you are vibing low, you are really down there, pile 3. So remember that, like, it's okay to acknowledge your emotions. It's okay to acknowledge that you don't feel okay right now, and honor that, and make sure you're looking after yourself, drinking more tea, taking more baths, really trying to relax yourself. I think you are very high energy, pile 3, and I think you don't realize how high you vibe. It's like you are, yeah, you're like so up there, but I don't think you feel it because you're very emotional. So you don't realize how kind of happy you are because you're really in your emotions a lot of the time, but your frequency is good. It's like your frequency is high. People love being around you, but you're just very emotional, and that's okay. So honor that. And also make sure that you are cutting your cords with, even people that you love. I have to do this, I have to cut cords with them, so I'm not taking on their energy that isn't helpful for me. There's like a fingerprint. It's like something is going to fit your fingerprint, pile 3. It's like Cinderella, if the shoe fits, it's like you're going to be wearing that shoe. This might be like a new job opportunity, this might be a new project opportunity, this might be a new pathway to expand your spiritual self, this might be a new practice that you're taking up, this might be a new divination tool that you find, but something is going to make sense to you, and you're going to be like, oh, that's where I should have been this whole time. And there's magic where you are right now. I'm being taken to amethyst, so sleeping with amethyst will really help you calibrate your energy, it will really help you ground your energy, it will really stop you from being kind of too vibey. It's like some of you are just like, oh, my energy is like, it's too much, it's overwhelming, and amethyst will really help balance that out for you, but also remain in the magic. I think some of you might have, I'm getting like cold, it's like the shivers. Maybe some of you feel really shivery right now. Remember, like, ascension symptoms happen all the time. We're being upgraded constantly, so program everything. Clear quartz is really great for transmuting negative energy. Also, I'm being called to that angel number 18 and angel number 44. This pink sapphire now, I keep saying pink and someone's going to be engaged, and pink sapphire, like, that keeps coming through as something really significant for someone. A pink elephant, I'm hearing, like, that's going to make sense to someone. A pink elephant, and that was like your very first totem animal or something. Or you've seen pink elephants before. It's like a dream that you've had, or a vision, or it's like if you haven't heard it yet, you're going to hear it, and it's going to make you laugh because you're going to remember this, and you're going to be like, oh, that's what it was. But something's going to happen. An elephant never forgets, and maybe you haven't forgotten something, pile 3, but it's not quite there yet, it's not quite ready yet. It's like you're waiting on something, but a leopard never changes its spots, and the elephant never forgets. It's like you're being brought back to something that was originally there in the first place, but you had to take time away to understand yourself and then come back to something that you knew was already yours. It's like for the longest time you've known that this was meant for you, but you had to go on this long journey to get it. And yeah, it's like it's been a really painful, pile 3, but it's coming. It's like retribution, justice, all of those words are like coming to you. So set the intention to be in love, like just be in love, just sit in love, sit in kindness, sit in grace, sit in humility, and sit with self. I'm like literally sat with a cup of tea, holding it like this card here, and I feel really at peace with tea in my hand. And I really find it really grounding for me. So Spirit's saying, don't give up. It's like, pink sapphires awaits, and whatever that means for you is going to be different for a lot of people, but it's like your true happiness is on its way, and it's because you've earned it, pile 3. It's like some of you might literally be in the midst of chaos right now, but Spirit's saying, you know, that it always has to flip the other way. So if you're being in chaos, it's like there has to be the opposite of chaos at some point, and you're coming into the energy. Everything is magic, so don't give up, pile 3. Everything is magic and love, and especially with you, it's like you've seeded so many ideas. Maybe you're someone that worked 111 on the clock there. I love that for you, pile 3. Maybe you're someone that has a lot of ideas. It's like just write them all down. You don't have to seed everything at once, but come back to it. Come back to your ideas. I'm hearing like come back, like so loudly. But you are. It's like you're the one, pile 3. I don't know how else to say it. It's like you're the one. You're the one. It's always meant for you. They were always meant for you. Yeah, in the pink. Living in the pink. Some of you wearing pink will help you open up your heart chakra. Or if you've already been doing this, you now understand why. I'm going to leave it there, pile 3. There's something that I'm not being allowed to see for each and every one of you, but there's a little bit of magic on its way to you, so please trust in the energy. If you would like a personal reading with me, please do reach out to me. My email address is on the link below, or you can DM me over on Instagram. But congratulations, pile 3. You've worked really hard on your energy, and you vibe so high, so allow yourself to let magic in, because you deserve your happy ending, whatever that looks like to you. Whatever pink sapphire looks like to you, you deserve your happy ending. So remember that, pile 3. Take care.